Hello, hello! Welcome back to another episode of I, Captain of My Ship. Today I'd like to talk about what do you do when after a nightmare of your child, it keeps coming back into your room and tell you, I'm so scared, mommy or daddy, I'm so scared, I don't want to go to sleep, I'm so scared. That's possible. It can happen. Sometimes a child is really, really scared, and I raised 4 children, so I know what it is not to have too much sleep because of a nightmare. So I like to tell you what I did as a mom after my children, when my children were in the phase of having nightmares after nightmare after nightmare. What did I do? First of all, I like to tell you that this is a phase. It will pass. You may not believe me, but it is true. This is a phase of nightmare. It's normal and it will pass. So, and when on the short term, also this night will pass. There will always be sunlight, a new day tomorrow. So if you're watching this video in the middle of the night, don't lose hope. There is a lot of hope. There's a big future for you ahead. And with these steps, I hope to inspire you. Because if you have taken the steps that I discussed the previous video and it did not help, it's probably because sleeping in his or her own bed is just a step too big. And what can you do if this is your boundary? If you do not want your child to sleep in your bed? Because for me, if I can speak about myself, I can't sleep when I have a child in my bed. I just need my space and I can't sleep. So when I first, of course, I started to take a child in my bed and I said, okay, then at least you can sleep. But I didn't sleep at all. And the next day I was in a really bad mood. So I thought, this is not a good idea. It's for me, this does not work. I really need my sleep. So what did I do? I had a mattress next to my own bed on the floor, and when the child would come in the middle of the night and tell me I have a nightmare and I am afraid, I would take all the steps in the previous video, and I would tell my child that if it wanted, it could sleep on the ground on the mattress. So we would bring the blanket and the pillow and all the bears, so it could sleep next to me, but not in the same bed. Because for me, it didn't work. If it works for you, that's okay. But for me, it didn't work. So to sleep on the ground on a mattress, that worked. But after a few weeks, I noticed that it was really easy for a child to come to my room and get their blankets and pillows and sleep next to me. So and then I said, yeah, well, I want you to sleep in your own bed. I don't want you to sleep in the same room all the night. So what you can do is you can discuss with your child what are next steps that you can do. So you can have the mattress in another at the end of your bed. So it's not next to you, just a little bit further. And then a little bit further every night. And you can talk about it with your child and show your child that it is moving. And it can still sleep next to you. That's what I did. This child can still sleep next to me, but that's on the floor. We did have carpet there. So it was a carpet and a blanket and pillow and all the bears next to me. But it could also sleep on a mattress just a little bit further from me. So then it could choose or in his or her own bed. So there were choices to make. So, and what did I do after a while? Then I took away the mattress. And by taking away the mattress, it was still allowed to sleep next to me on the floor, on the carpet. And what did I notice after a few times? The child would stand up in the middle of the night, take his or her own blankets. I still remember them very small. So funny now that I look back. They would take their own blankets and they walk to their own bedroom and have a rest in their own bed. So next morning, I would ask a child, "What did you do in the middle of the night?" "Well, I prefer my bed. It sleeps so much more comfortable." So that it was over. Now that they're grown-ups, I laugh about it, but in that moment, I was so relieved that by taking smaller steps, I was following the child how fast it could go, and I was also setting my limits to behavior. And this is the way it worked. And later, one of my children was very, yeah, she was always scared. She didn't want to sleep in her own bedroom. So when I would bring her to bed and read a story and do all the things, I would leave her room and she would start to cry. So she was full of fear. So what did I do? I discussed with her, "What do you need? I want you to stay with me, mommy. I'm so scared." And it was also a phase I knew, but how to deal with it. So I talked about it with her. First of all, I would stay in her room and then take smaller steps. First in the same bed. Then I would sit on the floor till she would be asleep. Then I would leave the room. But a few steps later, I would leave her room and she would still say, "No, mommy." So I discussed with her again, how do we solve this? And then I found out that, and she was okay with that, if I would sing a song while I was doing my laundry, and I closed her door. First of all, her door were open, and then I closed the door every night a little bit till the door was closed. And I would still be singing next to her door, so she did not see me, but she would hear my voice. And that really comforted her that mommy was close and nearby her, and she was okay, and that she would fall asleep in her own bed. Just discuss with your child what steps is okay for your child to take, and so that you have the end limit in your mind, and you make progress every night. If it's just a small step like 10 centimeters closing the door, it's again, you're making improvements. So you are moving forward. And it might seem to you like it's just a small step, but it is a step. And you are moving closer to the goal that in the end the door's closed. And in the end, you start singing lesser and lesser children's songs. And it was okay. So it was my daughter who reminded me a few weeks ago about this. I said, "Oh yes, that's right, that's what I did." So it's still something. She's now 10 years older, so she still remembers. So I wanted to share this with you. Look at your child, look at your situation. I know you can do it. I know you are a good parent and you want the best for your child. So make sure that you follow those steps and look at your situation, what's good in your situation. You discuss with your child. And for now, I like to close with to remember you that there is an introduction workshop for children and their behavior, and to have their emotions and set limits for behavior on I have to remember, it's Wednesday 15th of March from 8 till 9:30 p.m. Amsterdam time. So if you want more information, you can send an email to info@icaptainofmyship.com. The email address is also below at the description, and I like to hear from you, and thumbs up if you like the video, and talk to you soon. Bye bye.